your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 4s to look at. The Air Jordan 4 Retro. Now this is the black hat colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. These videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker does come in this all black box here. Now if you do look closely, you will see like, these kind of like, paint blotches here that are black, kind of like glossed out, if you will. Smack dead on the middle of the box top here, you do have the Jordan Jumpman logo there in black with the Flight branding. If you do a 360 around the box, you will notice more of the head of black. And of course, you do have more of the black paint blotches here. The bottom portion of the box, it is all black here, but you do have some Nike and copyright information. There's also some Jordan branding over here with the Flyer logo, in all black, glossed out just like the paint blotches. Other than that, nothing else too much there to notate, but for those that do care about that, there you go. Now the box label on the sneaker does read Air Jordan 4 Retro. The colorway says black, and then light graphite. Now when you do open the box, and it is a swing box lid situation, up underneath you do have this hit of black. I don't see like any stamps or anything like that. Inside the box you do have this plain white tissue paper here, and it is double wrapped. So you do have more of this white wax paper here, and then you are met with the actual sneaker itself. Pretty dope sneaker. We have seen this sneaker released before, so this is like a retro in the sense. Now one thing that I did like with this release here, the biggest thing for me compared to the other version, this sneaker here does have the Nike Air branding there on the back. But just like the other one, the sneaker for the most part, it is composed of like, all this this black nubuck throughout the entire upper. And it does have like, black stitching that is consistent through like, the entire upper. But that's pretty much it. As far as like build goes, the sneaker is just like any other Air Jordan 4. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's check them out. But again, this is the Air Jordan 4 Retro, and this is the Black Cat 2025 colorway. So we're going to take a look at the right sneaker like we always do. Now from first observation, the sneaker does look like what you would expect from like any other Air Jordan 4. On the lateral side of the sneaker, first things first, you do notice this black rib netting material here, and if you do look closely, they do have the hit of the black there and some nylon mesh up underneath. Going toward the rear here, you do have this triangular wing here in this nubuck material with the black stitching. Now the lace crowns, they are kind of like glossed out in a sense, and you do have one here and then of course another one going towards the front toe box area. The entire upper portion of the sneaker again is composed of nubuck and this hit of black. Black stitching is consistent throughout the entire sneaker. The midsole of the sneaker is all black. Now of course you do have your two part, midsole situation, and then you do have the cutout there for the air bubble. The hit of the black along the midsole, it is kind of matted out. And then you do have more of this hit of black here, rubber coming from the bottom, and that's pretty much it. The sock liner of the sneaker does have that hit of black there as well, and that's pretty much it for the lateral side. So switching gears, going to the front toe box area of the sneaker, you are met with more of this black nubuck material. They did give us a hit of nubuck here for this mud guard situation here, and of course it does have some black stitching. Up top here, you do have this hit of black here for this rib netting material, and then of course you do have more of the black nylon mesh showing up underneath. The tongue of the sneaker, it does have more of that netting material, and it does go up about 3/4 of the tongue here. The sneaker itself, it did come with these flat black laces here. They didn't give us like any secondary options. Black is definitely the way to go with this one. The upper portion of the tongue, you do have this hit of this black nubuck here, but they did go ahead and give us this black tag here. And then it like does have like the Jordan Jumpman logo there with the Flight branding, and it does kind of look kind of like, you know, gray in the sense. That's probably like, you know, with the light graphite that they expressed on the box. The back portion of the tongue, you do have this hit of black, and then they do have this kind of gray tag here, and it does have the Air Jordan text there in black. The inside of the sneaker, nothing too fancy. They did go ahead and give us this black insole here, and it does have the Nike Air branding there with the hit of gray. Of course, you do have your size tag on the inside there as well. Going toward the medial side, for the most part, pretty consistent, just like any other Air Jordan 4. You do have the triangular wing here with this hit of nubuck. Your lace crowns here, glossed out here in black as well. More of that rib netting material there with the black mesh showing up underneath. And then, of course, you do have your hit of black there for the midsole. And, of course, you do have your cutout over here on this side as well. That's pretty much it. Then going towards the rear, of course, they did go ahead and give us this plastic pull tab here, just like most Air Jordan 4s. It does, like, you know, flat back as it should. And then you do have this Nike Air branding there with the hit of black. Now, the Nike Air branding is glossed out. They did go ahead and give us this hit of nubuck here with the stitching here in black. And then, of course, you can see more of the midsole going along the rear as well. The bottom portion of the sneaker, nothing too fancy, just like any other Air Jordan 4. You do have your standard Air Jordan 4 traction. All black throughout the entire bottom portion here. Of course, you do have your signature herringbone traction that is consistent with most Air Jordan 4s here throughout the entire sneaker. Both going up towards, like, you know, the toe and going towards the heel there. But smack dead in the middle, you do have the hit of black, but they did go ahead and give us that hit of white there for the Nike brand in there. The left sneaker, pretty consistent with the right. Nothing really too different there. The branding and everything is the same on this one. Of course, you do have your Nike Air branding there as well. And that's pretty much it on this one. Pretty solid release, man. If I were to rate this sneaker, I would definitely go ahead and give this one a solid 10 out of 10. Air Jordan 4s, they are growing on me a little bit. I do feel like Air Jordan 1s is like my favorite silhouette. Right behind that would be the Air Jordan 11s, but then right here, I would say Air Jordan 4s is like a solid, like, you know, 3 as far as silhouettes go. The makeup and build of this shoe, pretty consistent, just like any other Air Jordan 4 as far as like comfort and sizing. The sneaker does fit just like any other Air Jordan 4. Now, for me, that is true to size. I don't recommend going up or down a half size on this one. Just stick true to what you know. And I am going to go ahead and mention, just like always, keep in mind with Air Jordan 4s, as far as like craftsmanship and build on the sneaker, it does have this slope along this side here, which does kind of make it kind of rough on the pinky toe. Nothing that you really can do as far as like, you know, alleviating that. You just have to just wear the sneaker to kind of like break it in. But other than that, stick to what you know. And that's pretty much it. But I definitely want to take time to shout out the vendor who actually gifted the sneaker to review on the channel for you guys. And I do encourage you to stay engaged like always, because I can be reached on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm going to hit you guys with a 360 and the B-roll like I always do. But there you go. Air Jordan 4 Retro. And then again, this is the Black Cat 2025 colorway. So this is the front of the sneaker. Lateral side of the right. Lateral side of the left. There's your bottom. There's the medial side. And then there is the rear. And one thing that I do want to point out, I do know that throughout the video I said 2025. I'm not really sure like when Jordan Brand is going to release this pair here. It could be. I mean, we are kind of approaching like the fourth quarter of the year, so I don't know if they're going to release this year or early 2026 or not. I will look into that. Definitely, I will post that information in the description of the video. And that's pretty much it. But I definitely want to thank you guys for always taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.